Listen, guys, I got one more track. I got one more. I got a brand new thing that probably won't come out till later this year that I want to do before I do the very last song. And I want to explain something. I was in South Africa in January. I went out there to help out with a situation that doesn't get a lot of world news, but South Africa in particular has a huge AIDS epidemic, a pandemic really. They got 2.7 million kids with AIDS. And, I mean, to even make sense of that number is crazy. There's a reason why that happened. It had a lot to do, first, however, AIDS came about, which I don't want to debate, but it's spread among communities that didn't have a lot of access to education, didn't have a lot of access to healthcare, and it's just wiping out tons of fucking people. And I went out there to help out with these kids whose parents are all dead. They all died of AIDS, and they're just coming up in shelters that don't really have a lot of support, especially not money. And I learned a lot while I was out there, and I wrote this piece for the kids that I was taking care of, but I also dedicated to South Africa, I dedicated to their government, and I dedicate it to people all over the world. And I want people to understand the powers that work against us. Also, unbeknownst to me before I got there, but they don't speak English. They speak Zulu. So I couldn't really communicate with the kids at first, and they were scared of me because I'm a big, fat, bearded, white guy. Understandably so. I was like, I understand. But one of the kids came up with the idea that I'm a pro wrestler. And he was convinced that I'm this guy called Big Show. And once news spread among all the children that I'm Big Show from WWE or some shit, I was like the hero of the town. And I was like, I wasn't going to contest it. I was like, yes, I'm Big Show. Let's get some work done. So anyway, this is dedicated to the kids. Bakoza wants a yo-yo, a yo-yo. She knows about the ups and downs. The kiddies want a photo. I let them take my camera so they can make their rounds. Tandiwe wants some paper, more paper. She the boss. She draws Christmas trees with snow. I'm taking it home, all home, to the snowmen to show them what I think they need to know about Zinkley, Spundo, Zakeni, Snetemba, Survivor, a promise they made to many. An army of old souls in a battlefield of scattered ashes, lost ancient wisdom and ignored AIDS symptoms. Ubuntu, what's good for me is good for you. These brave soldiers combat the enemies of truth. A broken system with an open wound that'll never heal. If we just accept the way it is and never deal, an infection can spread to the head. If you let it, don't let it affect the way you think, like this is it. Oh, this is it. That's all there is for all these kids, these warriors, a never-ending waiting list at an orphanage. As water drips from the bucket, I could add another drop, but I got a feeling that drop won't fix the leaky ceiling. When the leak gets fixed, what about when the roof collapses? 6 siblings sleeping on a single mattress. Ubuntu. What's bad for you is bad for me. Zinklace, Fundos, Netemba, Zakeni, Ngozo, Tandiwe, stay strong, be brave. I'll make sure this world knows your names. You were born on the false lines of a country that wasn't mine, with a virus that don't have, a family has no ties. Nevertheless, I see you. Sabubona, yeah, bo, Unjani, I'm fine. I'm just praying for science to turn water into wine. The Goza wants a yo-yo, a yo-yo, a yo-yo. She knows about the ups and downs. Tandira wants some paper. She the boss. I've seen townships stand proud in the freeze frame of a motion picture. I've seen kids risk exposing themselves to a social stigma in the name of breaking patterns and cycles of ignorance. Hearts full of hope, eyes full of innocence. These are heroes. Now I'll call to the heads of state. Recognize greatness when it's in your face. I traveled half the world to see boys and girls stuck without assistance. You insisted on hosting the World Cup. That ain't love, brother. What happened to you? You beautified the parts of the city tourists travel through and built a gorgeous stadium that can't sustain itself. flexing superficial muscles in a false display of wealth. Your most important resources need major help. Think of how the medication and information on AIDS is dealt. Beautify the way you save yourself. For God's sake, for human sake, for the sake of public health. One medicine drop in a bucket eventually evaporates. The socks I bought Sxsw won't fix fractures or breaks. It's not my suffering. It's not my needlessly complex infrastructure. It's not my culture. Nevertheless, I see you. Sawabona. Yeah, bo. Johnny. How you doing? I'm fine. I'm just praying for science to turn water into wine. Praying for science to turn water into wine. Praying we're not left with prey all the time. The Goza wants a yo-yo, a yo-yo, a yo-yo. She's learned about the ups and downs. The kiddies want a photo, a photo, a photo. I let them take my camera so they can make their rounds. Tandire wants some paper, more paper, more paper. She the boss. She draws Christmas trees with snow. I'm taking it home, all home, to the snowmen to show them what I think they need to know, along with this praise prone and every child's photo. Inspiration given by Zintle, Svundo, Snetemba, Promise, Zakeni, Dokozo. The kids call me Big Show. It's better than no show.